Okay, this is an old topic. It's just something I want to kind of leave you with for the year or the summer. Okay, you got these systems of equations. This is example 1. Okay, you have to solve this equation for x and y. Okay, now there were problems where you had to graph two lines and find where they intersect. Can't really do that without graph paper, so we're just going to move right into this. If you have a letter by itself, you need to box it and circle the other side. That's known as your base variable right there. So you write the other equation, 4x plus 3y equals 14. Now the base variable, I parenthesize the y, I cross it out, and I replace it with 2x minus 3. Okay, so you have 4x plus 3, parentheses, 2x minus 3, that's a 3, minus 3, equals 14. Okay, now we can solve for x. We need to apply the distributive property. So I take 3 times 2x first. Remember, the 3 is the one you times into that. 3 times 2x is 6x, and then 3 times 3 is 9, it'd be minus 9. Okay, and then we have to remember to add the 4x to the equation. Now the x's are on the same side of the equation, so I just draw the v and write add. 6 plus 4 is 10, 10x minus 9 equals 14. So then we just add 9 and divide by 10. Okay, 23 divided by 10 is 2.3. Okay, now I'm going to solve for y. Use the equation where the y is by itself. Y equals 2x minus 3. Well, since we have our answer for x, we have x is 2.3, so it's 2. Okay. Then we're just going to punch it into the calculator because the y is by itself. So 2 times 2.3 minus 3 is 1.6. Okay, that's the answer. 2.3, 1.6. 1.6. Okay, example 2. We've got 5x plus 6y equals 8. And then we have x equals negative 3y minus 7. Okay, again, you have a variable by itself. That's called your base. And then pay attention to the expression that it equals. Then write out the other equation. 5x plus 6y equals 8. So we have x as the base. So this time x is a base, so we parenthesize x and we replace it with negative 3y minus 7. So we have 5 parentheses negative 3y minus 7 plus the 6y equals 8. Then I times the 5. So 5 times negative 3 is negative 15y, and then 5 times 7 is 35, minus 35 plus 6y. Okay, just like the last problem, now you connect your y's because you're going to add those. Negative 15 plus 6 is negative 9y, and then minus 35. Then I just add the 35 to the 8, and then divide, which is 43. Divide by negative 9. And just round the decimal because not everybody's got these calculators. Just go negative 4.8 for y. Okay, now solve for the x. Use the equation where the x is by itself. Because if you want to solve for x, you want to use that. So get rid of your y and put negative 4.8 times negative 4. So x is going to be equal to negative 3 times negative 4.8 minus 7. Okay, 7.4. Okay. Example 3. We have 5x plus 6y. Or minus 6y, my bad. 5x minus 6y equals negative 32, and then 3x plus 6y equals 48. So you got x and y. Now this time you don't have that letter by itself, so you have to switch your strategy. You underline it right here and write add. You want either the x's or the y's to add to 0, and if you have a minus 6 and a plus 6, they add to 0 right there. Okay, so the y's are gone. 5 plus 3 is 8x. Negative 32 plus 48 is 16, and then I divide by 8, and x equals 2. Okay, now to solve for the y, you have to use the very first equation. 5x minus 6y equals negative 32. Now we have the answer for x. It's 2, so we got to times 5 by 2 first. And that's 10. 10 minus 6y. So I subtract the 10 and then divide by the negative 6. So negative 6y is going to equal negative 42. And I divide by negative 6, and that's 7. Okay, 2, 7. Okay, example 4. 6x minus 3y equals 15. 7x plus 4y equals 10. Okay, try the same thing again. But that's 13 and that's 1. Okay, so you have to do your times. So you have 7 here, so you're going to times everything by 7 on top. You have a 6 here, so we bring that 6 down here and then times it. We've done this before. So now I come over here, that's going to be 42x minus 21y. And then 15 times 7 is 105. In the bottom, you're going to have 42x plus 24y. 10 times 6 is 60. Now retry to add. Now 42 plus 42 is not 0, and neither is that. That isn't even close to 0. But if you make that negative, then they are. But then you have to make the 24 negative and the 60 negative, and now you can do the adding. So I take negative 21 plus negative 24, and that's negative 45y. Remember, you can cross them out, but they have to be opposite signs. 105 plus negative 60 is 45. So I divide each side by negative 45. And that's negative 1. So y is negative 1. Now for the x, use the very first equation you had. You can use any of the equations. It doesn't matter which one because it's a system, so it wouldn't matter. But I usually just pick the original top. So y is negative 1. So when you times, you got to make sure you times negative 3 by negative 1. That's negative times negative. That's positive 3 plus our 6x. Then I minus 3. That's 12. 6x equals 12. Divide by 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Okay, story problem. Example 5. At a concession stand, popcorn cost 50 cents more than pretzels. The concession stand sold 96 bags of popcorn and 48 pretzels. They made $336 total. What's the cost of a bag of popcorn? What's the cost of a bag of pretzels? So I got to solve for the popcorn and the pretzels. Okay, you have 3 units underlined, the popcorn, pretzels, and dollars. So that calls for a box to be made with the 9. Big box, 9 box. So remember how you do this. You put how many per total. And you put together right there. Now the 2 things you're buying are the popcorn and the pretzels. So pop, pret. Okay. Then the money label, money per, money total. Now you got to find your total money you paid together, because that equation's down here. Well, you know you paid $336, so you can ignore that. Now how many means how many bags of popcorn were sold? Well, there was 96. And 48 pretzels, and then you add those, and that's 144. and we're going to delete that. And the only number I've left in the problem is the 50 cents more. Popcorn costs 50 cents more. More than means you put plus 0.50, and when you put that plus, you can put X with it, and then just X solo there. You don't need Y. So 48 times X is 48X. Then I parenthesize this, and I need to do the distributive property. That's times 96 by each term separately. So it's 96X. 96 times 0.50 is 48. Then you have the only equation you need is right here, because you don't have Y, you just have X. This plus this equals 336. So I add my X's. 96X plus 48X is 144X plus 48. Then I just minus 48. 336 minus 48 is 288. Then I divide by 144, and that's 2. So the X right there is 2, so the pretzels were $2. Now go look at the popcorn. You take 2 plus 0.50, and that's $2.50. Okay, example 6. A student sells small and large greeting cards. The small cards cost $3. The large cards cost $5. The student sells 25 cards. They make a total of $95. How many of each type of card were sold? So we're finding the small and the large. We're not finding what they cost. We're finding how many of them there are. So it's different than the last problem. We know what they cost. So together, how many per total? So we got the small and the large, the dollars in there. So the total cost together is $95. How many small? We don't know that. How many large? We don't know that. How many are there together? We know that. We know that's 25. So I call the small and the large the X and the Y. Okay, now the dollars per, when you buy one small card, it costs $3. When you buy one large card, it's $5. You have an equation up there right away. X plus Y equals 25. And then down here, you're going to have X times 3. And there's another. So you have two equations to work with. So make your cross. So you have X plus Y equals 25, 1, 1, and then 3X plus 5y equals 95. Okay, you don't have a letter by itself. You have to, right now that's 4 and that's 6. Okay, you can't cross anything out. So I bring the 3 up and the 1 down here. So I times the rest of this by 3, the rest of this by 1. That's going to give you 3x plus 3y, and then 25 times 3 is 75. Then at the bottom you're going to have 3x plus 5y equals 95. Now, I would be able to cross these out as long as I make one of them a negative. But then the 5 goes negative and the 95 goes negative. So that's going to be 3 plus negative 5 is negative 2y. 75 plus negative 95 is negative 20. So y is equal to 10. So that's 10 large. Now use common sense. If I know the together amount and I know the large is 10, can't you just take 25 minus 10 and get 15? I think so. Me thinks so. Okay, last example in this video. A website allows users to download individual songs or entire albums. One person downloads 5 songs and 1 album and pays a total of $14.94. Another person downloads 3 songs and 2 albums and they pay $22.95. How much does it cost to download a song? How much for an album? So songs, I'm trying to find what they cost for one of them. And albums. Okay. So again, the chart goes up. Together, how many per total? Okay, so we got the songs, we got the albums, the dollars per, the dollars total. Now you have 2 different per people, so you have 2 totals. Okay, First person paid $14.94. The second one $22.95. That means every other box needs two things in it. Okay, then your non-money amounts. How many songs? Well, one guy did 5, the other guy did 3. How many albums? Well, that first person did 1, and the other one did 2. So that's going to be 6 and 5. I don't really do anything with the 6 and the 5. Now, I don't know anything else about this, so I go X, X, Y, Y. So 5 times X, 5X, 3 times X is 3X, then 1Y, and 2Y. So again, we have 5X plus 1Y equals 1494, and then we have 3X plus 2Y equals 2295. So we have a 3, so times the top by 3, bottom by 5, because adding them right now is not going to work. You can't cross out anything. So it's 15X plus 3Y, and then 1494 times 3. 4482. And then 15X plus 10Y. 22.95 times 5 is 114.75. Now, you have 15s you can cross out, but you got to make that negative, negative, negative. So 3 and negative 10 add to negative 7. 4482 plus negative 114.75 is negative 69.93. Divided by negative 7. Negative 69.93 divided by negative 7 is 9.99. So both these Y's are cost $9.99. And that's your albums. Now you don't have a quick way to get the other answer. You have to plug $9.99 into this first equation. So 1 times 9.99 is 9.99, so you have 5X plus 9.99. Then you minus the $9.99 from each side. 14.94 minus 9.99 is 4.95. 4 divided by 5. It's 99 cents.